We need your support. Click the like buttons below. Now onto the video. Welcome to readtheticker.com. Today we're going to look at silver, and we're going to look at fractals, Elliot wave, Wyckoff and cycles. Just a bit of a run over. Here we have a weekly silver chart, log format, going back to the 1960s I think. Okay, let's have a look at fractals. It's quite interesting. Here we have a sharp uptick, a minor pullback, and a near recovery to the highest of the uptick. This pattern here. Okay, that's very in a bull trend. That's similar to this, similar to that, similar to this. Okay, that's an uptrend. So we're on an uptrend here. Let's call that an uptrend. And a downtrend that's similar to that. I guess no topping pattern that's similar to that. Now, as we see here, this one here went boom, 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 about, from there it went up about the recovery 61% to 100. Okay, so if we do that here, we go bang, 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 61% to 100. So it's going to tickle up between 40 and 50. Okay, that's all right. Yeah, between I'd say about 40 and 46, 47, this window here. And the other times that we, got up there and went sideways for a bit, waited till it moved. Okay, did some filling in. So to have to wait and see what happens. Just the fractals. Obviously, the bearish fractals didn't really recover that well and just collapsed. So these are pump ups to sell. This is the last drive up, and then obviously supply took the market. Here was a drive up, and the demand carried it higher. Okay. On the Elliot wave, what do we see here? We obviously had 5 waves down. 1, 2, 3, 4-ish, 5. Hang on. Sorry, wrong button. Where's the wrong button? Yeah, that's an A. That'll be the B. Yeah. Oh, sorry, wrong button. Yeah, there we are. And obviously the C can be extended. Okay, C can do anything. It's normally an A. So here we got an A, B, C. So C can be a short wave up or a long wave up. I don't think it's a new rally because this low takes it to prior low. So this is more of an ABC up, and it may get a stronger pullback. So this will be a 1 and a pullback for a 2 for a bigger rally. So this is the initial wave up that could run up anywhere between where it is now to all the way up to 45, 50 bucks, and then watch out for a topping. Okay, wave. In the Wyckoff world, we've got our little sideways pattern here. As you can see there, it came down, sign of strength. Phase A, phase B is the neutral phase. There's some bear traps, shakeout here, and we've got signs of strength here, back up to the creek, and ready to advance forward. So we don't know if it's going to do wobbling around here and continue higher, or it's just going to go straight up from here. But in the current environment with shortage of silver, fundamentals, the money printing, forecast of the dollar, and the need to sell US government debt, I would suggest that silver has got more of an upside than it has of a downside. Let's say sideways to up, we'll be pretty confident. Okay, that's the fractals. That's the Elliot wave. What's the other one? Cycles. Right, I've got a cycle down here. This is for the 238 weekly cycle. And as you can see here, it fits pretty well. Lump there, lump there, lump there, sort of here, lump there, but then the trend dies out a bit, and we get a cycle uptrend here, but we get lump there, cycle top there, lump. When I say lump, I mean cycle top. And now we're in a current environment of a cycle top, and as you can see, there's room to move. Okay, so how did I find these cycles? I go down to our cycle finder spectrum, pretty fancy name, But what I want to do is I want to run period time frames through this price, and I want to find which sine waves fit this price action, and to do that I use the Bartel's statistical score. So here I've run because I've done a bit of scanning, I run cycle range for daily 350 cycles. That's 350. It's a sine wave of 350 periods to 2000. It's a range 350 to 2000s range of sine waves. I'm using a multiple 6, so that's 2000 times 6, which is 12. As you can see down here, these are 12 there. Sample data set 12,000. So I'm using my scan, and maximum data set is 12,800. Okay. So my weekly one, I'm scanning the range of 50 periods to 500, multiplied by 5, so that's 500 times 5. And I scroll down to my weekly, and there we are. Here's my weekly cycles 50 to 500, sample size 2,500. That's 2,500 weeks. Maximum I could do is that. So I'm pretty much doing all data. So let's stay on the weekly. Here the red line is Bartel's. So ideally what you want is high amplitude. Amplitude's on the left. You want this to be high. That means the sine wave is well formed. The higher the amplitude, that means it's swinging like a normal sine wave. Whoops. And you want the Bartel's to be low. A low Bartel's means price is highly correlated to the sine wave it's doing a test on. And these read numbers up here are the range I scan. For example, I scan 50 to 500, and this is when the height of the amplitude is the highest. Now these, I'm looking at these ones here. So I got a 211, a 208ish, and a 238. It says 240 is the top of that point there, but I'm just looking at the lowest Bartel's at 238. These ones here, it's got a higher Bartel's than that, so it's not that attractive. I can look at that. That's 329. You might look at that. And then we've got statistics down here for each score. You see how you got 210, 240. They're pretty high in the statistics. So that's what we want to look at. And the daily charts. If you take, for example, let's take 238 weeks, multiply by that by 5, you're going to end up around 1100 days. And if you look up into the daily data, if you look around 1100 days, you can see these cycles are working well in the daily as well. So weekly and daily sine waves are working together. So I go back to the data, back to the chart. I load in my 238. I think it was 329 as well. I said we'll put 329 in there. I'll put that up to there. Just check what I say, 329 weekly. Is the high one here, or is it up here? I'll scroll down my weekly, sorry, I'm looking at daily. Here we are, that's what I want. 329, we'll look at that. Maybe creep along to 332, we'll just put 330 in there. Nice big number. Okay, but I've got highlighted here the pink one's the best one, so I'll run that. See what it looks like. Yeah, I like the pink one better. Pink one fits. If you can see the pink one working, the pink one is the 238 weekly. It's fitting the data better. Okay, the 210. Get rid of that. We'll go back to 210 and 238. The two weekly cycles. 238 weekly cycle looks like the winner. But it's all about sample sizing and testing. Whoopsie day, but it gives some colour, eh? Okay. Now, a cycle just confirms, it's just like any other pattern, is that we've had bullish. We've had a bullish move here, okay? Call it seasonal, call it a bit of a bullish move here, but not that great. Now we're getting a big move up here. It is cyclical, it's happening. Fundamentals are there, and that's sort of our time range. And obviously we might have a bit of a bear pattern here. We have to see what happens to the trend with our demand and supply patterns. But if you're looking for longs, it's still attractive. And down below we have our DPO, which is our cycle into our detrending price oscillator. So we've got 238, okay? And DPO set is half of the 238, 119. So here we have our cycles, and you can see the blue line versus the red line. And the blue line is when it's above and equal to the trend of the cycle, and the red line is when it's down. So as you can see, we're in the blue line, and it's just a graphical way of showing we probably have a bit more work here before we can confidently say that the cycle's over. Okay, just a graphical way of showing that if you're bullish and you like the bull cycle, like the fundamentals, like the demand and supply patterns, that this is a little bit more to go. Okay, so that's how we do cycle analysis at readtheticker.com. That works well. Now obviously we can see here with the silver cycle that this silver cycle has been inherited into this price data all the way since 1972. So ignoring it is up to you, but I like to work with the cycles and the trends and be aware when another demand and supply cycles in phase. So thanks for watching. That's basic cycle, fractal, Elliot wave, Wyckoff work with the silver price chart. Thanks for watching.